Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of One Take. A quick story here, a little flashback in time with Jason, going back to my junior year of high school, and one of my all time favorite teachers, a Mr. Bob Schnable, the same one that would have the occasional Friday BS session, Bob Schnable session, of course, as he used to say. But anyway, Bob was a great guy. I can call him Bob now, right? I'm an adult. We're graduated. I'm well past that. But Mr. Schnabel, Bob, if you will, was a unique guy in the teaching world, or at least in my experience. And he was an excellent teacher. He was a trigonometry teacher, which I was not a big fan of trigonometry, but it's okay. Uh, Bob, Mr. Schnabel, would try to occasionally teach us lessons that were more about life than just trigonometry or math. And I remember one time in particular that I answered a question in class and he asked me, he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You positive?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You sure you want to stick with that answer? Because, you could be wrong." And I was like, yeah, I think so. And it went on for a few more minutes or, a few seconds. It felt like it was the entire hour. But anyhow, the entire class was kind of, rustling a little bit or whatever the proper descriptor is. And the influence was to agree with him that I was wrong. And I stood my ground and I said, "No, I'm right." And he looks at me and he kind of smiles and he goes, "Well, you're wrong. But I love the fact that you stuck with what you believed in, what you worked at, and you thought for yourself." And it got me thinking, especially in today's society, in today's business world, in many cases, we would rather be wrong in a crowd than right alone. And that is, well, that's unfortunate because there are a lot of legacy thoughts and actions out there that really hold us back, both as individuals, but more importantly, as companies, and even quite honestly, as an industry, as a mortgage industry. The way we've always done things, or this is just how it's done, or this is the technology that's used, and this is a sort of process we follow because, well, everyone else does it. So I would rather stumble with people around me than take a risk and potentially be successful alone. So if I can impart upon you, if you will, a little bit of advice from Mr. Bob Schnabel, put in Jason's words, is don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to go against the grain a little bit. Don't be afraid to think outside of the norm. Because after all, if no one thought differently, we would still be riding horses. What was Henry Ford's question? If he had asked the people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Um, I don't want to ride a horse. Well, not to work or anyway, I'm getting off topic, but keep that in mind. Legacy thought, legacy actions are sometimes great, but oftentimes they are an excuse to not look for something better. They're an excuse to not be better. And frankly, they're an excuse to just cover up all the reasons why we could be doing better. Just keep in mind that it is better to be right alone than it is wrong in the crowd. And that is one take. Make it a great day. Thanks.